And I'm your host, Joe. I completely forgot how to do anything because it's been 2 weeks and I'm tired.
I don't imagine this is going to be a long one, so we'll see.
Yes, but who are you?
I am Shrek from the Swamp. Yes, that's me.
Nice. That's Harry. And we also have with us...
Hello everyone, it is I, Scrappy Fan 92, their recurring guest. I didn't think I'd be here to get this far.
Recurring guest, yes.
You may as
Also
well just
referred
do
to
them
as
at this
host.
point. Yeah, pretty much at this stage.
Yeah. And today we're going to be doing like a I have no fucking clue what to call this, but basically, imagine if we were, instead of doing this podcast, in an isekai based around a list that I roughly wrote up just now of potential anime worlds that we could have been sucked into, and I do not want to drag that. That will be irritating. Right. But before we do that, I do have something important to say and would like to take a moment to say my cat died recently, and yes, press F in chat for Peach. Died at 22, same age I will be later this year. And not gonna lie, miss her.
Yeah, I can relate to that because I used to have a cat too, and one day he just kind of left the house, never came back, and I don't know what happened to him. And to this day, I still miss him.
Anyway, all we can do, stay strong and keep moving forward. It's what anyone or thing that you have lost in the past would want from you.
Yeah.
Unless they're an asshole, and then let them rot in hell. Anyway, on to our topics, if no one has anything else to say.
Well, it's one saying I've heard that I kind of like is that don't cry that it's over. Be happy because it happened, I guess.
Yeah. That's why that one arc in SAO was so good.
Yeah.
Legit, the entire concept of that was embodied in that part of that of season 2.
Yeah.
And Joe, stop trying to open Mountain Blade. I know you're addicted to that ship. Stop. No. Just no. Alright, so let's kick this off with some action. You're sucked into the Attack on Titan world. Who wants to go first?
Oh god, I would freak the hell out. How the hell would I be able to do anything against these Titans? How am I supposed to survive? They're probably just gonna come and eat me any second. Screw that!
And remember, you're not the main character in any of these situations. You've just been sucked into another world, which means you're not going to have the Titan gene or wherever it is in Season 3 that I don't know about because I barely watched through Season 2 and couldn't really get through Season 1 on a second attempt. You are just a dude.
I know barely anything about this show. I just know that the humans are in a fort or something, and the Titans keep trying to get in to eat the humans, and it's yeah.
Yeah, that's all you need to know because that's all pretty much anyone knows. Unless you've watched the show, and then you know different, but then plot.
Yeah.
What would I do? Unless Graphic wants to go first.
I'd be cannon fodder, so...
Just, freaking sign up as soon as you can, get into the Scout Corps.
I wouldn't sign up voluntarily, I'd just wind up getting drafted by sheer misfortune.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, probably. I'd voluntarily sign up.
I have asthma, I'm no good to them. They will literally just use me as cannon fodder.
Oh, God.
I'm not sure asthma is going to be a very appealing trait to a military force that uses freaking I don't even know how to refer to it outside of calling them away as the 3D maneuvering gear. Freaking harpoon grappling hooks mounted to your waist. Which I swear to God, if you actually tried to use in real life, would rip your spine out.
Yeah.
What would happen to all of us if we got into the world of Attack on Titan?
Oh yeah, we'd be dead.
Like, it's guaranteed death, so you might as well join the army.
Yeah, at least try and prolong it, I suppose.
Like, you can't really do something in that situation, considering very quickly, like, they go through, like, the first 2 out of 4 walls in the city. It's honestly ridiculous, because
Yeah.
on the first wall they went through was just like a gate province into the greater city in the outside world. The second wall they went through, sorry about the mic bash, was the like all agricultural and lower class citizenship. If they didn't push back and retake that frickin' first ring, they would have all been screwed in a couple of years. And that's honestly, I most likely would. I'd probably end up getting a position like wall guard.
Yeah.
I would not want to be in the scouts though. Like, trust me, the freaking garrison is a much better place to be than the scouts, and you will live significantly longer until the event happens, where basically everyone just gets their ass handed to them.
Yeah, I should probably mention this, that I haven't actually watched Sword Art Online. I've just seen like general clips and.
Attack on Titan.
Huh?
I haven't watched Sword Art Online, which would make our other podcasts very confusing.
Yeah, but like.
Well, you see, what it is in reality, Harry's actually gone through a wormhole, and he hasn't done that episode yet.
Oh god. That'll be something else. But no, I should probably watch it at some point. I haven't gone around to it. I just know like general things because it's like it was like the talk of the town for a while. And I know one of my friends from high school was like really into it, so.
A lot of people were really into it. I think my cousin Alex is still really into it, but.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the actual quality of it, but...
Okay, so what would I do? Okay, so I would go into the world, join the army, get onto the garrison, and just try and live for as goddamn long as possible. Don't be a hero. Heroes die young.
Yeah.
Sure, one of the main characters.
The main character's fucking nuts.
So they have main character status, yo.
It's like, ugh. Even before late season 1, early season 2, that character is just like, Leroy! It's like, they devoured my mother! It's like, oh my god, why? Seriously, if you dumb it down, the plot of the show is basically this guy just screaming about the death of his mother for like 5 years straight through freaking military training, and then charges headfirst out of the gate on a horse with a sword, saying, I'm going to kill all the giants myself if it kills me. And then turns into one.
Oh yeah, isn't that a thing, like, people can turn into titans or something?
It's weird, and I don't understand it myself, because I haven't seen all of Season 2 or any of Season 3. And I don't know if there's a Season 4.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Attack on Titan's probably going to be one of the shorter topics we've got. Do you want to move on?
Yeah, I have nothing else to say. Again, I haven't seen the show, so...
Alright, second on the list is an Angel Beats style world.
Okay, this is going to be an interesting one, because Scrappy hasn't actually seen this.
How I wanted to run this was basically by explaining, you've died, but aren't quite sure if you're dead or not yet, because all of the things about heaven and earth. Yeah.
The easiest way I can describe it is that you're pretty much in purgatory.
You basically die and wake up in purgatory as a Japanese high school student, regardless of who or where you're from or how old you were, and you are being chased down by an angel with a magic sword because you're part of a resistance that doesn't play by the rules.
Yeah.
The overall goal is to pass on to the afterlife.
Yeah.
Who wants to
I've
go
seen
first?
like one scene from Angel Beats.
Oh, okay.
If it didn't make you cry, you're heartless.
Oh, it depends what scene it is.
All of them.
I don't know, there's some goofy stuff in there too.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of goofy action. It's like, that show is hardcore.
I like I forget her name, but I like the girl who likes, I think, like cats and stuff, or whatever.
I don't recognize that as a character trait, to be honest.
I don't remember her name or anything, but...
What, you mean the leader of the resistance?
No, not her. That's something else.
The idol gropey.
I don't think... No, it's not an idol.
Because there's two of those. Must be one of the side characters that didn't get much attention.
Yeah, they didn't really do too much with her. I'll be able to tell you if I got like a picture of like the cast.
Yeah, she was probably just world building. I don't remember her.
Yeah.
Alright, Scrappy, you know nothing about Angel Beats. You go first.
Alright, I'm gonna form a bond with some other fellow purgatory dweller, have a heartfelt moment, hug them, and when my eyes open, they're already gone.
Oof. That is not too much unlike the actual show.
Yeah,
actually.
I'm kidding about the fake crying and all, but ouch, the feel of how that is actually relevant to things that happened.
Oh god.
More than once, if I remember correctly.
Honestly,
Great show.
it makes you feel things. If you're on the...
It's on Netflix, watch it.
If you're like... if you can't handle that kind of stuff very well, then it might be a bit difficult to watch, but...
Trust me, this show is hardcore.
Honestly, what I do is not very much unlike what the main character does. Like, I'd honestly try to help everyone else get through it as well as myself, because it would make me feel like I'm actually making a difference in this world and not just being selfish for my own games. So honestly, I more or less, well, besides having the, was it that power the main character has, where he like can see people's memories. I won't have that obviously, but I'd at least try to help everyone else, like get back as well, you know.
Mm. Now, what would I do in that world? Because I have honestly no idea what would, me as myself as I am now. If I were to die right now, I would definitely end up in that purgatory sort of state, assuming that is what occurs, until I could find out a way of fulfilling the unlived life I had.
Yeah.
Because as I am now, I'm not going to say I don't live a fulfilling life. I'm going to say I don't think that if I died now, I would have lived a fully fulfilled life and would definitely have something more to do later.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that I would, at that point, then know what would help me pass on to the afterlife after that.
Yeah, that's a big question too. It's like, how are you supposed to move on? Because like the whole point of purgatory is that you don't. It's like you don't believe you're dead and all that, and like, how are you supposed to move on? It's a weird subject. It's because you know, no one actually like besides people who have actually passed on, no one actually knows what happens when you die, and it's like, it's a really tricky subject.
Another reason why this anime is awesome and so hardcore.
It's a good show. It's definitely something we need to talk about at some point.
Yeah,
outside of this.
Outside of this as well, but as part, well, no. This isn't even a part just to talk about really cool animes. This is to talk about what we do in certain animes, but because not all of us have necessarily watched them, but we can easily explain the premise so that anyone can say, well, in that sort of scenario, I would ...
Honestly, I'm surprised you didn't add in ReZero.
I did add ReZero.
I didn't see it in the list.
Oh, where the hell did it go? Well, it's supposed to be on the list.
Yeah.
I think there's yeah.
Because we have some worth on that.
Do ReZero after SAO.
Okay. Oh god.
Yeah, ReZero was on the list, but then there were conflicts with later entries, but I can put it back on the list because there's good enough reasons. I kind of wanted to put what's it on the list? Tokyo Ghoul, but I couldn't come up with good enough reasons to have it on the list, or if it would even be any different from our lives. Anyway, yeah, I haven't actually even said what I would do in Angel Beats. Probably join up with main character, assuming that was happening, and join up with Resistance.
Fair enough.
Probably end up working most of my time in the engineering team, in the underground workshops.
Yeah, that seems like it would fit you.
Especially seeing as I have a rather deep knowledge of basic machinery.
Then isn't it a thing where like you can kind of just make things from your mind or something? I forget.
If you hold dirt in your hand and imagine it, you can create it, but you have to know exactly how it's made. It's like,
oh, okay.
You can't just go ahead and, like, anyone can go ahead and make a sword. That's easy enough, but you can't just make a gun. If you don't know how to make a gun, then you can't make a gun. And even if you make a gun, you've still got to make bullets.
Yeah.
And even if you think bullet, all you've got there is basically a chunk of metal because you don't understand the firing mechanism of a bullet or the proper amounts of gunpowder or anything. Like, it's really complicated. There is a lot of math that goes into firearms and shit like that.
Yeah.
But if you wanted 1,000 ninja stars or a crossbow, that's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Granted, though, if you don't know the workings of an existing crossbow, you'll have to think to yourself, how am I going to make the firing mechanism of the crossbow? And that's far simpler than figuring out how to make a freaking semi-automatic pistol.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man.
Damn.
Damn, son.
Also, it's not really practical considering you'd have to make every single bullet individually. Actually, most likely, you're probably best making a pencil and notepad and writing down frickin' schematics of things. Or making the frickin' individual components for something that you do know how to make but couldn't put together all in one go, and then assembling it that by hand. Anyway, I'm not Heckler and Koch. But in that world, I'd probably go into the engineering division of the Resistance. It's more than just the classroom team on the ground level and the music players. Alright, what we got next? SAO. Season 1, first half SAO.
Okay, so we're just talking about Aincrad specifically.
Day 1 login Aincrad.
Honestly,
Yeah,
No,
go
you
on.
go first.
Okay, I look at what the main characters are doing, I say, screw that, and I sit my ass down and start a farm. This is not
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, this is Harvest Moon.
You know what? Fair enough. Because the thing with SAO is that it's just like what only one person has to get to the top, and
Yeah.
then the game's over. So screw it. I'll just go off. I'll probably just grind out like small enemies just so I feel comfortable with myself in case like something happens, so I can actually like defend myself and whatnot. But like I wouldn't go out there and go up to the tower. Screw that. I would just like try and live a.
Retarded.
I would
Anyone
just
that rushed the tower. No wonder
yeah.
half of them died.
I would just live a simple life and just be like, screw this. I'm just gonna wait until the others fix this mess. I'm not dying.
Like, it doesn't matter how many level 1 guys you've got with freaking swords charging headfirst towards a level 25 boss. He's gonna swing his whatever the fuck and slaughter all of you in a single strike. It
Yeah,
just
pretty much.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'll give whatever potions I have to Kirito if we happen to pass by, but
Yeah.
main characters can handle this. I will farm and hand off my potions to other players who actually do want to go adventure.
Yeah. I mean, you also have to be careful because you never know when someone's gonna like come in and just try and kill you because they're jerks. But you know.
Now, I have a pretty good understanding of the mechanics of SAO. And I also ran a pseudo RP with a bunch of guys that I haven't spoken to in years, like many years, back on Skype. So, from what I've seen of the show and what I remember from that, and none of it was personal world building, it was just taking out offhand comments and then making like someone said that's possible in the show, and a side comment by a side character that's never spoken of or even acknowledged in the first place, which means it's possible, sort of thing. Alright, so Kirito fucks off to the level 2 areas even though he's still level 1 at the beginning because he doesn't want to be caught in the middle of the massive fuck off rush for all the slimes in the first area.
Right.
Even though he leaves Klein and all his mates behind because I'm gonna be the hero and it's not important. It's like, yeah, that's a strategy and he's not the only person who's gonna go fuck off and do that. So what you do is you take the first week as a total write-off while everyone who wants to be a hero ganks the early area mobs. Take your starting gold, trade around the town, and basically oversell vendor trash to people. Build up some gold, get some cheap property, settle down, make sure you've got a safe zone for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be going out to do any fighting, and even if you wanted to, nothing's going to be around, and you're likely to get caught in the middle of red players at the beginning of the game ganking the noobs.
Yeah.
It's just not worth the danger.
Nope.
So, do all the level 1 early town stuff, and then when everyone's fucking off and getting themselves killed, and the Reds have fucked off to higher levels because there's not enough level 1 noobs to justify slaughtering them for the starter gear. Also, all the starter gear has all been used up and sold by this point. They're not expecting anyone to have been standing around town for a week.
Yeah.
That's when you work on fighting the boars and maybe get together a party of other like-minded people. Or people that accidentally got trapped in the game after a week and have literally just logged in just now.
Fair enough.
Like, get a group of those. Once you've got that, probably the first tower might even be done by then, by suicidal morons, but yeah. So you've got access to the second floor and full reign of the first floor. Once that's open, live a life worth living, level up, get some gold, live it up like a king. Now, I'm not saying basically kill 5,000 freaking hobgoblins in the starter area because there's that guy who's hacked into World of Warcraft ganking everyone like they did in South Park, but that was hilarious.
No.
Like, obviously, you're gonna reach a cap where you're getting 1 XP for a war kill and you need 5,000 to level up to level 6. It's not gonna work out. That's when you go up to level 2. And stay the hell away from guild recruiters, because they're going to put you straight on the freaking front lines of tower crawls and red guild raids. They want you to die so that once the swing has gone through you, someone better standing behind you with actual worth of damn gear can actually get into that person as easy as possible. It's like putting the pawn in front of the rook in chess. Like, they're not taking the rook, and it's suicidal to take that pawn. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
But due to economy and other things, it's going to be a lot more worth it for them to kill just anyone rather than wait for an opening to get to the stronger guy. And if you get to the stronger guy, that's not saying that 5 pawns aren't going to gank you.
Right, yeah, you have to be smart.
Like, 100 farmers can still easily kill 10 knights.
Yeah, that's fair. Even
if you could feasibly cut through all of those farmers, you will be too exhausted and someone is going to get to your throat. It's just not possible. Even in a game world like that, you still have to worry about exhaustion, even if it's at a much lower rate. And you're basically a 10 times ability superhuman, even at level 1. And
then you get exhausted, but then you just pause and have this massive monologue or something. It's like, no, I had the power. I don't even know.
Nice. But yeah, my SAO survival plan is really in depth. It's almost as good as my real life zombie apocalypse plan, which involves stealing buses and robbing schools. No, seriously, that plan involves stealing a bus from up the road from where I live and robbing schools of frickin' chemistry components to make experimental explosives and pipe bombs.
Oh man.
That plan's great, but we're not talking about that. Maybe another episode. Everyone said everything they want to say on SAO?
Pretty much.
I mean, I killed that topic.
Yeah. I would just, again, try to live a simple life while the others try and finish the tower.
I mean, you can always move up to floor 25 when they get to there, which is basically just that big-ass forest with nice cabins and the beautiful lake with that fishing asshole. And that stupid episode that was completely pointless, but at the same time, you want to be in that episode.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're not going to fight the fish god of the river, seeing someone catch that, reel it in, and smite it, that's going to be a spectacle. Also, free barbecue at the end of that. Like, barbecue fish. S-class meat barbecue fish cooked by a max rank chef. That's why you stand around there, even as pointless as it is for an anime. Alright. So, moving on. Indeed. We have the biggest nope anime world that no one wants to be in. ReZero.
Yeah? What? I don't even know. I'd be dead in like a couple days. Like, what?
Now, we're running this ReZero if you have Subaru's power.
Oh. God. Well, if I can just keep on coming back, then...
Well, do you want to... Let's organize this now. Do we get Subaru's power, or do we not get Subaru's power? What's more interesting? I actually lean more toward not Subaru's power.
Yeah, I feel like that would be more interesting, because if we can just cheese it, then...
Alright, ReZero 1 life.
Yeah. Good freaking luck.
Find Rem, protect her at all costs, but Don't do anything too rash. That's all I know. That's all I got.
Fair
So
enough.
let's say that even if you don't have his power, you still get his gear, which is basically a tracksuit and some snacks from your local corner store.
Hmm.
Not the worst way to go out.
So you got like crisps, 2-liter bottle of Coke, and a loaf of bread. And whatever you have in your wallet is worthless. The wallet might be worth like a gold coin.
I mean, sell my wallet off, I guess, as some kind of foreign art antique. And
Exotic, one of a kind coin purse from a faraway land you've never heard of. It's like 2 gold coins.
the regular version of their purse cost.
Yeah. And then just buy a replace of like dirt cheap, and then put the coin in that. Just do not walk down any freaking dark alleys. Don't, because you'll get mugged and stabbed and die. Don't walk in the middle of the street. You'll get run over and die. Don't tell the Apple salesman that you don't know how to read the goddamn language, because it's not English or Japanese. It's another language entirely. Because he will punch you in the face, giving you such a hard concussion that if that doesn't kill you, you'll be in a coma, where you will die because of the limited medical care. Don't go to the tavern in the rural area. You'll die. Don't go into the forest. You'll die and no one will ever remember you. Don't meet Beetlejuice. You will die.
Oh god, yeah.
And even if you don't die, you will become Beetlejuice and die. Don't fall in love with Rem, you will die inside. If Rem doesn't kill you. What the fuck would I do in that? Definitely not walk into the women's bathroom full of furries. It's not worth getting decked that hard.
No, my thing would basically just be that meme of like, well, guess I'll die.
Like, honestly, yeah, you were stuck in the middle of a city with nothing of value. It's like, what the hell do you do? Like, you're not going to be able to sleep anywhere but the streets, which are full of bandits. It's like you're a solo party D&D character, level 1 murder hobo with no knife or money. You cannot achieve anything.
Man.
Maybe you can try what we did in the Attack on Titan world and just run up to the frickin' military garrison and say, I have nothing, I have no knowledge of anything, train me as a soldier. I'll earn my keep.
Yeah.
Probably die.
If the frickin' guy doesn't just lop your head off there and then. It's like, this world is stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, everything is trying to kill you. Day-to-day life will kill you in this world.
Yeah.
Australia.
Australia is safer.
Oh god. Yeah, this is like so.
This is the Dark Souls of Isekai.
Yeah, I mean it's not entirely wrong.
But at the same time, shut up, Joe.
Yeah.
At that point, may as well just write my last will and testament and hope some civilian finds it and translates it somehow.
Yeah, because like we'll be writing in English. Just be grateful that the spoken language is the same as your spoken language.
Ow.
Because there's an English dub. And I choose to believe that that version is canon. Because If
I
we get,
mean,
if like you get sucked into the English dub version of the world, unless you're Japanese and you choose to get sucked into the freaking Japanese dub version of the world. But either way, no one chooses to get sucked into this world. You get fucked. You don't even have time to go to a tavern to get fucked because you either get fucked on the way to the tavern or you get fucked on the way freaking to the bar in the tavern. Someone is gonna kill you between now and before you get a drink.
yeah, it's fun stuff.
So, we're moving on from murder time, fun time.
I guess, like, besides just dying, there's not much to say about it.
Alright, moving on, because there are a million anime with this freaking premise, you get sucked into a magical feudal fantasy world and you get one gift from the gods of your choice. What is the
Ooh.
gift and what do you do in this world?
Oh god. I'm gonna let you guys go first.
See, I have no idea what I'd choose for the gift. It's like, you could choose unlimited wealth, you could choose infinite magic power. Well, actually, if you don't choose any form of magic power, or for a tool that gives you magic power on top of being the tool that is, it's like, you won't have that magic, because can you cast fireballs? I am lacking that ability at this current point of time. It's like, you could choose to spawn into the world as a king with a province and everything. And that's technically the one gift, a kingdom. You still got to run that kingdom, and you probably end up with a ReZero problem where someone decides they want your kingdom, you die.
Yeah.
So maybe not the best idea. I don't know, like... I mean, technically, God is an option to bring into the world with you.
Yeah, I mean...
I mean, Konosuba happens.
Yeah?
As ridiculous as that was.
From our deity.
I don't know, you pick the deity then, if you want to. It's like, I would definitely not pick Aphrodite or Zeus or Hades or frickin' Ra, Anubis, any of the gods from the big three religions. You know, the three gods that are referred to as God, but are totally different gods and way cooler than the others.
Yeah.
I'm not getting into that. That is a fast way to get lynched.
Pray with his transformed hands.
I didn't catch that.
Me neither. I didn't either.
Pray and ask for wisdom and moral clarity while I'm in a foreign land, because you need to have like this fantasy world, and not like
So what you're saying is that you would basically give yourself ludicrous intelligence. Well, not ludicrous, because then you'd hate yourself, but like high intelligence. Hey Scrappy, relog from the call, yeah. We're sorry folks, we're currently experiencing technical difficulties with Discord and the fact that the world wants to use everything at the same time because they have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
And we're back! Allegedly. I don't know. I haven't let him speak yet. He could be having that problem that I've been having for a couple of days where we connect and it's like, you see the icon, but they're they're not actually there. They're just getting freaking not connected, cannot connect to DNS server or whatever.
Yeah.
That is a pain in the ass. I guess in the
Yeah.
meantime, I'll probably just go with my plan for the things. Like, the intelligence one is really good, though. It's like, great wealth is only as good as long as you have it. Like, if you don't invest it correctly or get mugged, you're fucked.
Mm.
I'll probably say not limitless magical power, but the ability to gain limitless magical power through the sweat of my own brow.
Okay.
Because that way I don't start broken, and it's not basically I cast transmute dirt to turn it into a fucking massive diamond which I can use to buy the planet. It's like boring. It's like, great, I now own everything. Congratulations. Now what? Protect your newly obtained everything from every asshole who thinks, everything sounds really cool. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Then again, an infinite energy laser rifle would also be pretty fucking cool.
True. I mean, get to be overpowered, I guess.
Now, I'll give myself the ability to learn all magic. So there's no limitations on my ability to use the frickin' magic at all. I mean, of course, this is genie wording at this point. If you say one word wrong, it's like, oh, you can learn all magic, but you can't fucking use it, you bellend. It's like, you know of all spells, and yet you have to be the teacher to any apprentice wizard for your living, and you can't actually give them demonstrations. You just know that it should look like this, and if they do it right, good job. If not, you probably turn your entire house into a freaking 60-foot tall chicken. I mean, apprentice wizards, man. Like, Christ. They fuck up one level 1 spell, and then suddenly chicken house. And then with that, with the abilities, like, I'll go explore the world. I'll gather a party of merry bastards. And we'll go, like, dungeoning, exploring the lost past of ancient empires long gone and all that. But seeing as Scrappy's still gone, you go.
I'm still trying to think of, like, oh god, what would I even want to get, like,
It's like, if you could have one anything, like, you could have the ability to bring people back from the dead. It's just the same point, though. That's just necromancy. Don't do that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if I'd... Yeah,
there are always problems with that, one way or another.
I could joke and say get a harem, but I don't know if I'd actually, like...
I shall become the harem king of this new world. I will have the cat girls in maid outfits. I will have the big boobied elf girl. And I will have the paladin that is really into BDSM. And one day, I aspire to fuck God. What the fuck are you, a bard? It's like, hey, that's a dragon I rolled to seduce. Wait, no, don't do that. It's like, I rolled 20 and I have a charisma of 20. It's like, oh no, you fucked a dragon.
No.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Like, you've got paladins that run around going, I smite thee in the name of insert god here, and then you got the bard saying, I fucked the paladin.
Dungeons and Dragons, more like Dungeons and Drug Dealers.
I mean, yeah. I know of someone who uploaded a video where they said that they ran a character that had a spell from this one-off freaking novelty expansion, and all they did was go around towns and cast boob jobber onto random women. They charged like 15 gold for the spell. It was like,
Nice.
yeah. It's like, and then Harry's like, I choose to have the ability to cast boob job. Don't cast it on men. You don't want guys going around with a hell of a rack.
Oh god.
On the one hand, hell of a rack. On the other hand, dude.
Well, I was saying about my thing, and I jokingly said I'd get a harem.
And it went downhill from there.
But if I had to be serious, I mean, what kind of world am I going into?
It's a fantasy world, like high magic setting, but you're still you, so you don't have magic unless you ask for it. But at the same time, you could ask for the fucking Death Star.
That is effectively the premise of at least 2 isekais.
In another world with my Death Star. Why? I can't see that being longer than 6 episodes, but at the same time, that'd be hilarious. It's like fantasy, like elves and centaurs, like steal your TIE fighters and like board the freaking Death Star and take it from you like that.
What the hell?
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that needs to be a thing now.
Don't pick the Death Star, just pick something.
No, I guess I'll just be simple and be like, I'd wanna be like a really good sword wielder and like have like a weapon with like magical abilities. I can like say like I can shoot like fireballs or like elemental attacks from the sword and just stuff like that. Just so like,
a magic casting sword and the ability to wield it greater than the world's greatest swordsman.
more or less.
Neat. And then with this ability you shall do what in the world?
I guess just
Murder Hobo, got it.
No, I mean, I guess just try and protect people, like have duels with others. Obviously, I wouldn't try to kill anyone. I'd fight monsters and stuff, but no, I'd like a good fight.
So become the hero of the city.
Essentially, yeah.
Fair.
Presume my audio just cut out like a good while ago.
Yeah, your audio died, like you were auto-tune and then there's just nothing.
Yeah.
Alright, so my gift, my requested gift in this fantasy world is just simple wisdom and moral clarity.
Okay.
I don't want to be stuck in a world where they give me, like, what am I trying to say? Basically, keep to my modern, quote-unquote, civilized morals. I'm stuck in this vaguely anachronistic fantasy land where they apparently can let you have slaves and people are okay with that. So, I guess, I don't know.
You see, the thing with weapons and arms, it's like the American First Amendment. You can have your frickin' sword and no one can stop you.
First Amendment.
Whatever amendment. I'm not American.
Wait a second. Just give me fireworks so I can impress the locals and make them think I'm a wizard without actually being a wizard.
Yeah, honestly, that's simple enough to just synthesize some gunpowder and then get like some, I don't know, like copper powder, like ground down copper, and that'll give you like a green
gunpowder in this
explosion.
world.
You're a wizard, Scrappy.
Yeah, he did. Drunk Harry, but drunk Hagrid, Harry did. Harry did, Harry.
Oh god.
You wanna see the dragon there, Harry?
Give me charisma so that I can attract a group of eclectic magical creatures who can fight my battles for me.
So you just want a general boost in all stats on a special tree?
be a Gary Stu. Make me a Gary Stu.
You want to be fucking Gary Stu of the Fantasyland. And become the Harem King!
Oh god, I can't imagine Scrappy like that.
Actually, no.
I'll have a castle
If
filled
I-
with babes that allow me to grope and squeeze them as much as I
Oh,
like.
God.
It's like, oh my god, no. At the same time, awesome, but no.
If I were in a fantasy world, just give me an unlimited bag of gold coins, which I will proceed to spend at
If
the
someone
Elf Strip
nicks it,
Club.
it's gone.
Why don't more people just do that?
If someone nicks that bag, it's gone.
Yeah.
And you've just given a bandit unlimited wealth at that point.
Follow it every night.
It's like, I'll stitch it into the flesh of my arm. Christ. And this is how we swiftly go back to necromancy.
I could easily improve the society. Grant me modern medicine that won't mess with the immune systems of the elves and orcs, and I can introduce them to just modern society, bring them up to
Okay,
snuff.
yeah, there's modern human medicine, and then there's a magic healing potion of cure all wounds.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm pretty sure cancer doesn't give a shit about
They can do that. Why do
modern
you live
medicine.
in the Middle
But
Ages?
then, if you just gave them a freaking potion, see, that's the thing though. It's like you have all this magic and you're stuck in the Middle Ages. It's like, I guess because you found the magic recipe that gives you the freaking magic healing potion, but that doesn't mean shit for the ability to have a flushing toilet. It's more than just medicine. It's also the locations and tools to synthesize it.
I know that they don't get rid of their sewage the Harry Potter way.
Wingardium Leviosa. No, that's terrible. Just don't walk in the street behind the centaur. You'll thank me for that advice.
Gross.
Okay, moving on to something more high-tech. Unless people want to go back to it. Like, do you still want to talk about the Fantasylands?
No,
Okay.
I think we've made our point.
Alright,
Yeah.
you're in a spacefaring trans-Newtonian society with, like, Gundam transforming mechs. It's like spaceships that are also giant fighting robots. What do you do?
First of all, stay away from the military. Go live in the backwoods where the robots will hopefully not show up as frequently. Don't be in Australia if you're in the Gundam world.
I'm going to move to Tatooine and be a Tauntaun farmer to get the fuck away from all of this bullshit. Yeah,
I was
how'd
gonna
that
go
work
to
out for
Tashi
you?
Station to get some power converters.
It's like, you know, when your dad walks out to get some power converters and then never comes back.
Literally Luke's whole life.
It's like, he never came back with them damn power converters. It's like, and then suddenly you learn that you're a space wizard and he comes there, it's like, hey, I got the power converters, traffic was a nightmare. It's like fucking 30 years later, it's like, No, as you were saying.
That is because I haven't seen many Gundam series, but I've seen enough to know that
A bitch slap is
I ain't gonna survive that.
Yeah, me neither.
You don't. Those mechs don't have any actual safety precautions.
Who needs safety precautions when you've got a freaking spaceship robot with warp drives and missile launchers and laser cannons and pew pew?
Seen Iron-Blooded Orphans. Those mobile suits are armored coffins. Technique from Jack.
Yeah.
Okay. On Netflix, there's this collection of animated cartoons called Love, Death and Robots. one of the episodes that no one talks about is the episode with the farmers on an alien planet with giant mechs that they use as farming equipment, but also use to defend their farms and their livelihood from the giant Xeno space bug monsters. I want to be on that world.
Fair enough.
So I'm away from all the galactic conquest and space civil war in the center, in the core systems. So I'm just out there farming in my massive mech suit, and then once a blue moon, I've got to fight for my goddamn life. Maybe I don't live past the first night. Maybe I live to frickin' 85. Who knows? But it's the sort of career which ends up with the ancient warrior saying of "Be wary of men that live long lives in careers that kill young men."
Fair enough.
Even if it kills me, I think it's awesome. And if I want to retire to the fricking beach planet with the hot alien babes, I can do that.
Space farmer is not the worst pathway.
Also, you can always sell it to a planet that's being besieged by the space whatevers at like exuberant prices. Be like, well, here's the thing: you're under siege, and you've got no option other than me to buy my food from. It's like, so you either starve now, or you live and potentially die anyway, and I'm gonna need that money anyway. Space capitalism is terrible.
Yeah.
Alright, Harry.
What? I'm lost. What? Where are we?
We are in sci-fi Gundam space future world.
Oh god.
Like a military, quote-unquote, real robot anime. So...
What, so like something like Gurren Lagann, or like...
No, Gurren Lagann is hype and that's a super robot anime. This is quote-unquote real robot.
This is like space robots that will turn into spaceships.
Sometimes. Less Gao Gaigar and more Mech Warrior.
Yes. But Mech Warrior is awesome, so don't you be dissing.
I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's a bit more, and I, again, use the air quotes here, grounded than something like...
Think flying tanks with legs.
Or it can be Gundam, which is a bit more super robot than Mech Warrior.
I'm going to talk like far future, so it would be a bit more super robot. As he tries to get comfortable in the chair he's been sitting in since he woke up.
I guess I just try and find like the most well, obviously I'd have to like learn how to pilot a mech and all that, but like I try to I try using the one that's probably the more defensive one that I know can take a lot of punishment.
Just like a missile launching chain gun, really slow ironclad, like.
I'd be more of the
like a brick of steel with guns.
I'd probably try and be more of the keep away kind of character, where like I wouldn't be like right in the action, but I'd be like helping in the background and like a support kind of role. Because I wouldn't want to.
Are you a young idealistic? Sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna say I wouldn't want to go like head first into the action, because I know if I did that, I'm almost certain to die. So if I had to use a mech, then it would be more like ranged attacks, I guess.
So Harry wants to join the colonial authority on a fringe world as part of the garrison.
Yes.
It's Scrappy, say
Sorry,
the
go on,
joke.
Joey. Are you a young, idealistic teenage boy, Harry?
I mean, he is, but you don't get to answer for yourself. I need to stop bashing my mic.
Do you possess Minovsky particles?
I'm an idealist, but I'm also a realist.
Idealistically,
Harry,
I would be realistic.
Of surviving Gundam.
You know what now?
Something about
No,
not
I just drown
surviving
each other
Gundam.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50 shot of surviving Gundam because Minovsky particles can do anything. So get them.
That's true, that's true.
What is this, like the ancient gene in fricking Stargate? It's like, if you've got the ancient gene, then you can use, like, personal force fields, magic guns, and fricking spaceships that fire fricking fork-controlled drones that go through anything. It's like, Jesus. Stargate's ridiculous.
Particles can make you glow in the dark when you're sleeping at night. This is the extent of my Gundam knowledge.
Like,
Yeah,
the
I don't
extent
know
of
that
my
much
Gundam
either.
knowledge is giant robots and big guns in space and bitch slapping is the new hello.
Yeah.
And oh my god, it's a
Yeah.
Gundam! Is that fucking Gundam? Oh my fucking god, a Gundam! My swearing habit is the reason we don't get monetized. That and our viewership.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
Not much to say about that.
I'm sorry, I'm holding
If
the channel
I were
back.
to actually like take the military option in this quote unquote real robot world, again, asthmatic, and I don't have the physical dexterity to actually be piloting a Gundam in three-dimensional combat. Or combat that, like, I'd be a mechanic. Crunch numbers, probably die in a fire when the base gets attacked, and they do a colony drop, but
I have 20/20 vision and I can deadlift my overweight brother. I don't look anything like I have those two things, but I can do those.
Congratulations, you are ready to join the Federation.
Yeah, front lines junk mech from frickin' 20
Yeah.
years ago. And
That's
bullets
it.
that
the
might
green
not
robot.
necessarily
Hey.
fire.
Hey, Jory Prime Federation Force.
It's like, join the Space Marines today. The healthcare sucks, you're going to get shot in the ass, you're definitely going to further medical research with your inedible cadaver at the old age of 23, but we'll give you a laser gun!
Parody.
And you can pick up any and you can pick up any woman in a bar. Trust me, they love a man in uniform.
Jeez.
A living man. Too.
Also, the widow
So,
payment will set them up for life, so they actually kind of hope you die out on the battlefield.
Well, if you get a green robot, well, notify your next of kin. That's just how Gundam is.
If you wear a red t-shirt, notify your next of kin, unless you're the captain.
If you get the red robot in Gundam, that means you're cool.
If you get the purple one, you're evil. But you also have ridiculous firepower. If you end up with someone who you just know is the main character, just get the fuck out of there. Don't fight him. He's probably too pussy to chase after you anyway. Just go raid the frickin' nearest village on the next planet over. They don't know where you went. The tracking sensors are junk. It's a plot point.
The woman you love, say goodbye to her.
She's either going to die or betray you, come back to you, and then die.
Jeez.
Gundam is horrifying.
Join the Starship Troopers today!
My part.
How about no?
like, and then on the other side, join the resistance, fight the frickin' authoritarian regime, conquering the stars and subjugating our rights. It's like, oh my god.
For some reason.
You'll get equipment from 300 years ago, straight from the frickin' Cold War. It's like, no. I am not fighting giant robots and spaceships with an AK.
Yeah.
That just does not sound like a good idea.
No, not really.
I'm really confused on how prevalent normal guns are in the Gundam universe. Like, where are the laser guns?
Okay, to be
Yeah.
fair, in the Gundam universe, a lot of people have laser guns, but if you're an important character or like a general or something, you've just got a combustion pistol. It's like, yeah, I guess that's a pretty decent weapon, but at the same time, a combustion pistol can be stopped by decent space-age polymer alloys, and a laser gun is going to go through you and the wall behind you.
Yeah.
To be fair though, if they don't hit anything important, it is going to instantly cauterize the wound, so hitting an artery isn't the biggest problem, but at the same time they hit an artery with a laser.
Yeah.
Like, with a laser you've got to shoot like through the head, through the heart, or just shoot them enough that they die. With a gun, it's a case of you shot them, they're probably going to bleed out. Also, it smells like barbecue and there's no mess on the carpet. Now, plasma, on the other hand, that just does not come out of carpet. Also, carpet does not come out of the concrete after you shoot them.
Oh man.
Alright, you guys ready to move on from space to high magic modern day?
Sure.
Alright,
I would
so...
be in charge of painting the mechs, but nothing else. Let's move on.
Alright.
Okay.
Wait, did I even say what I would do? Yeah, I did. I'd be a space farmer with a death mech fighting Xenos on the board worlds. And then eventually retire to Babe
Your
Planet.
destruction from the space. Art.
Alright, so the next one is modern day setting with magic and magical creatures such as angels, devils, and, you know, usual suspect. Centaurs, elves, orcs, gnomes, dwarves.
Right.
Mermaids somewhere, probably.
But take the mermaid. That's my answer.
So, how this would work is... I'm sitting in my room doing this podcast. I get sucked into the world, but I'm now in the middle of town centre. It's the middle of the day, and suddenly a freaking elf walks past, and there's a centaur doing his doing like mobile phone banking. Like, the internet exists, video games exist. It's just everything is different to the extent of what you would expect from society, from technology to evolve the same way in a society based like that. In Call of Duty, you don't play as soldier with a gun, you get to pick what species you are, because that was standardized back on the NES equivalent. And instead of guns, it's a mix of like basic firearms. Like, you'll still have your M4, but at the same time you'll have a magic fireball staff.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of
That'd be
world that we're
working.
being sucked into.
Alright.
So what do you do?
Just probably be working on the committee to just kind of smooth over the human-non-human relations, because you know that's gonna get ugly soon.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say anything about racial politics here, but it's pretty much going to be the same equivalent between humans and every other goddamn species outside of elves and dwarves. Like,
Right.
You think the elves won't be hating us? They'll hate us too.
Oh, the elves will hate us because they've got an elitist freaking personality. The orcs are going to be discriminated against just because they ugly motherfuckers. It's like going into the politics of this world is like watch Bright. I mean, Bright's not a brilliant movie, but it gets quite a bit of it.
So yeah, I'll be working at the whatever. I'll be working for. I'll be a politician, basically, trying to not get killed by a crossbow.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Well, it probably wouldn't necessarily be a crossbow. Someone's got a silent sniper rifle somewhere. It's just probably modified to be able to fire with your fucking hoof. Tell you what, cherubs would just be fucking annoying. What would I do in this world? I don't know, probably much the same.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I'd
I
have
don't
to register myself, like, because it's a magic setting, they'd understand that I was sucked in from a non-magic world, so I'm not ever going to have that ability. I'd probably just basically go to the local government or council building, try and get myself established as a citizen, because where are they going to fucking deport me to?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's like, I'm here now, just make me a citizen, I know all the languages, I understand it, like, even if I have to do a citizenship test or whatever. Oh, you know what would be hilarious about this world? It's the car licenses, flying carpet licenses. Yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Set myself up, probably have to live off benefits for God knows how long until I can finally get a job in something. Probably use the internet to try and figure out what common inventions existed in this world and didn't in that one, and then invent those, like... Assuming most humans can't use magic because they just never learned to or just don't have the aptitude of it, they're not going to... Like, a Hoover is going to be a massive freaking advancement on their freaking society, assuming that everyone just called in their mate that had a magic wand to just abraca-clean my fucking room. I mean, not that service would charge much, but it's like, a Hoover's going to be great for, like, the non-magically inclined species. Or maybe, like, simple things like... So, a rebreather makes sense to us, but in that sort of world, you can go up to a guy, get a magic spell cast on you, so you grow gills.
Yeah.
But then if you did invent the rebreather anyway, even if that would result in a bunch of news people saying, this guy's invented this thing, but why when you can go and do that? It's a case of, you're not always going to have a magic user available, assuming that you're magically inept. So basically, I'll be an inventor with a massive disability rights campaign behind me, claiming that magic ineptitude is technically a disability.
Oh man.
I mean, it would be in that world if you think about it. It's like, as much as I find it a deplorable habit, think about this: if you can cast a flame on the tip of your finger and you smoke, that smoking's going to be much easier for you than if you have to go get a freaking lighter or carry a box of matches around with you.
I mean, yeah. I mean, just always do it on a whim, I guess.
Like, I do not condone doing that, but at the same time, looking at every aspect of the society, that's going to be something that half the people are going to think, wow, I do this and this is so fucking convenient. And the other people are like, you fucking asshole. I wish I could do that. Give me a light. Again, I do not approve of smoking, and you shouldn't do it because health reasons that I'm not here to discuss. Alright, who's next? Pretty sure it's Harry.
I don't even really have an answer to this. Like,
I mean, considering all three of us will have to start off in the same position and apply for the citizenship of whatever to get and put ourselves in a position where we can survive for a fucking month, and then build our ways up. Like, he wants to be a politician, I'll probably just do the same thing and like become a rights. Like, that's such a weird concept. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Like, advocating for magic. It's like, yeah, just live life it is. Go fuck a mermaid.
Yeah. I would just try to survive. I don't know. I don't really have anything special in mind.
Alright, out of all the species, which one would you be most attracted to?
Well, name all the species.
No, like just usual suspects of every fantasy species.
Okay.
They're in the world somewhere.
Well, probably mermaid, I guess. I don't know.
I'd go with either demon or angel.
Fair enough.
Scrappy.
There's something about humanity that the concept of the mermaid probably came from a bunch of drunken sailors looking at walruses while they're sailing.
I mean, that's not the point. The point is, it was a good idea.
I mean, for all
that
we know,
humans will make it horny if they can.
Trust
I
me,
mean,
humans will always find some way to fuck something. Look at Earth-chan.
Yeah. I mean, if oh god, if what am I trying to say?
It's 3 a.m.
For all we know, mermaids could be like hideous creatures or something, but like the
They're
way
top fish, bottom humans. It's like, oh god no.
it's like
And that's at least a bit easier for reproduction.
I mean,
yeah, but
that's
like,
the practical side of it.
but like stuff like Little Mermaid and whatnot, it's like portrayed mermaids as like beautiful creatures and stuff. So it's like you know.
Alright. They're
The
mermaids,
original
but they look like
built it
Riku
as well.
Floor from Darkstalkers.
Oh god. No, they're actually the more modernized picture of the depiction of a siren.
Oh.
It's just like, they look pretty, and then they open their mouths and eat you whole, and it's like, oh no.
No. How could you do this?
It's like, I'm so hot, crash your ship into my rocks. And then they do, and then they get devoured whole, and if the others drowned for eating later.
Fun stuff.
Mermaids are fucking horrifying creatures, honestly. You should look into the actual mythology of it.
We've gotten humanity in general, gotten like the mythology of mermaids and sirens crossed.
Yeah.
It's not like it's something I don't rally against it too much, but it's just something interesting.
You should look at the origins of a lot of these things. It's like, wow, this is fascinating. I mean, the Kraken comes from just someone saw a squid one time and said, wow, imagine if that was 100 times the size of our ship. It's like, and then the guy listening to him was like, dude, the fuck?
Let's see. Trying to think of any magical species I'd like to date. I guess a species that ages at the same rate as a human.
Oh yeah, that's a fair point.
I don't want to marry my elf wife and then she outlives me and my son and my son's son and my son's son.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, you won't see that son for like 3 years after the deed. And the only reason I know that is because Tolkien lost his shit when he did world building with the Silmarillion. Like, dude. When designing, when writing the plan for your freaking fantasy novel trilogy, always start with the entire language and illiteracies and idioms of the elven species and work your way down. It's like, oh no. I've considered writing a Cimmerillion for something before, and it just never ends well. Actually, I know a guy who wrote a Cimmerillion. It's freaking awesome. I'll go ahead and assume that we're done with the modern day fantasy.
For you guys' sake, who are living in England, yeah, let's move this along.
But no, if you got something else to say, you can say that.
Presume that normal humans, can learn magic in this world.
I mean, some of them can, but some of them could, but you never could because you're not from that world. You're from another world that has no magical ability.
Fair enough.
All right, politician, ban all magic.
Looks like someone is giving me a lot of money by doing that. With my inventions, quote unquote. Alright, moving on. The SatAM Sonic Mobius world. The Mobius Sonic SatAM world.
Oh, SatAM, I'd probably just end up getting roboticized or something. Like, good lord.
Oh, Harry, stand next.
No, I honestly try not to. Like, I've obviously, like, feeling like the
timeline. Honestly, I'll say that Robotnik has actually taken over the world, and the Freedom Fighters stuff has started. It's like you start out on the outskirts of one of the roboticized cities.
Yeah.
You've probably got about 15 minutes to an hour before you get detected and charged out by a bunch of freaking robots.
Yeah.
Where it's a case of, are you lucky enough for Sonic or other Freedom Fighters to be in the local area?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, if not, then lol, I'm dead, basically. But
well, you're dead if you didn't realize fast enough and didn't run into the forest.
Yeah.
Probably hide out in some old world ruins.
Yeah. I honestly just tried, probably just tried to hide away and, like, make sure I don't get caught, really. And if I do, then I guess I'll just have to be lucky and get caught by the Freedom Fighters or something, and then just kind of, chill out with them, I guess.
Yep. But then, this will be my one, but maybe not necessarily what I would do, but I'm going to say that I would do it as a alternate opinion that no one else is going to go for. Robotnik will probably be fascinated at the fact that he's discovered a third human in the world, and not roboticized me, which gives me access to the evil path. Where
oh no!
I can turn Sonic into Metal Sonic 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, if I don't
think about it, there's an evil path there.
Oh man. So you'll do the dark missions.
Yeah. This is who I am.
No.
Oh. The edge.
Nice car.
Oh no.
Where's that damn fourth computer room?
Okay, so for those who are unaware, well, no one's going to be aware because it's not actually uploaded yet, but I recently did a playthrough of Shadow, and these two guys were guests in a few of the parts, so, yeah.
The moon!
I regretted every moment of it.
I'm sober this time. I'm not sober there. I'm 5 drinks in. My L key hasn't worked since. Yeah, I spilt some whiskey on my keyboard. I need to find a way of cleaning it out. And I can't use the disinfectant that I'm using for everything at the moment because it, when it dries, it goes slightly sticky.
No. Did you have some expired rice?
I don't think I've got a container big enough to fit a full Razer keyboard.
Like half submerging and then turn it over?
Then my keyboard
has
a dead fly in it. The think it's
Oh, here
which key is it under? It's under the. And yes, I have to think about it because I'm not looking at my keyboard despite it being so easy. But I'm proving it to myself. I have a memory, I swear. No, it's under the scroll lock key. That's the one.
That sounds horrifying.
I know. And it's like, why is it there?
Uh,
Showed up after I got drunk while recording for a Shadow episode that
nice.
no one wants to talk about because I don't know.
I mean, I actually started editing the playthrough today, so.
Nice. Also, Scrappy, you are yet to go as
I'm in
well.
a Sonic world.
Yes, you're in
Sorry, what were we saying?
You're in a Sonic world, the Sonic Sat AM world. What do you do?
Yeah, knowing my luck, I will probably be stuck in the Freedom Fighters getting clowned on by Sonic like Antoine. One, I won't have the sword skills to even justify combat.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I mean, I have, like, amateurish melee weapon skill, to be fair. Better than all the goons that are actually outside, but I still need the melee weapon. I'm no good at CQC, that's the one.
What keeps me up at night the most is that if I somehow survive the entire events of the Sat AM series, that means I have to survive the Archie Comics run.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because that's directly sequel.
I have to deal with Ken Penders, and I'm not sure if I'm ready for that.
Oh,
Look, maybe they can use the Chaos Emeralds to send you back home.
maybe.
That's the thing about some of these worlds. It's like there might be technology or magic powerful enough that could send you home.
And then you have your season finale episode where everyone's crying because you're leaving.
Oh, if we scroll back to the Magic Fantasy with one gift, if you say a switch that allows me to go between worlds at will,
oh, that'd be sick.
that's also completely broken because it's a case of, oh yeah, I'll just go to this magical world, get a couple gold, come back, sell it to cash for gold. Oh no, look at my beautiful 2 mansions in alternate dimensions.
I mean, it would also be a good way to, like, get away, or, like, if you need, like, a break or something from, like, the regular world, then you'd be like, oh, screw this noise, I'm just gonna chill out in this other world for a little bit, bye.
Problem is, you couldn't hold a job in the regular world, you'd have to make all your money in the fantasy world, because in the fantasy world, it doesn't matter if you're at your job or not. In real world, salaries and shit, so...
Yeah. I mean, it's also the fact that, like, if you're just generally annoyed by things and whatnot, and you need a break, then screw it, just go into the other world for a little bit and,
we're taking the Hobbit styles
check it
and
out.
go...
Yeah, just like...
Goddamn Karen freaking giving me a pay cut while she gets a promotion that comes with a double pay rise. I wonder where all that money came from. Goes to Otherworld, Spice Walks. It's like, sweet, sweet loot. I'm gonna get so much gold for these loincloths.
Let's go. When you want to get away from the mundanity of the regular world, let's go to the war-torn hellscape that is the Sonic universe, as told by Keith and Archie.
Oh no.
Man. Okay, that's not what I'm gonna do.
Alright, so, moving on.
Suppose so, yeah.
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Start.
That is probably the least horrifying world on paper.
Honestly, the way
No, on paper it's far more horrifying. In practicality, it's actually alright.
Yeah, I mean, I'd pretty much just basically just the anime, but with actually like trying to find like Pokemon and stuff, because like Ash like barely catches Pokemon. So basically that, but just actually.
They've got to be my friend first. Metapod, use Harden. My Metapod's harder than your Metapod. Oh, my Metapod's so hard. Why did that happen?
Yeah.
That's so much money for battles.
honestly, no, actually, you know what? Um, I'd probably just like try and find as many Pokemon as I can, and like if I find like a girl I want to marry, then I'd probably just settle down and live with them,
Mm.
and then just I don't know, just go on adventures together and whatnot.
Now, the reason I'm not really mentioning what I'll do in regards to settling down in these other worlds is because everyone knows that I'm actually engaged in this world.
Yeah.
That's not going to
Oh.
be easy to transition to. There are going to most certainly be several years, like about 10 years, between coming to that world against my will and finding someone that I actually want to be with again.
Mm.
And even if I do find them before and they're just my companion for like 6 to 3 years or whatever,
Yeah.
until that sort of. I'm not saying it's like I will indefinitely wait until this. I'm just saying that's probably how long it would feel like it to me that it would take to get over the situation. The fact that I can never see those. Not that I would ever
Yeah.
fall out of love with her. It's just a case of I'm not exactly got the option of even being in the same I want to say dimension as her at that point.
Right. That's fair. It's like you don't want
And
to feel like
I've
you're
actually
cheating.
discussed that with her before, and it's a case of if something like that happened, it is not unexpected if after several years we decided to do such and such.
Yeah. I mean, it's like at that point, you'd be like really like sexually deprived. So it's like, yeah.
Implying Harry's not already.
Well, I mean, the difference. That's the difference between us because I
You've
mean,
never had it, so you don't know what you're missing. I've had it, so it's
yeah,
a case of
Joey.
Let's stop
like
this now.
no, well, it's the point of like you, you have that experience, but like if you ended up losing that for like years at a time, you'd probably end up having thoughts like
Well, everyone has thoughts even when they're with people. Like, she could be standing right next to me, and if a hot babe walks by, it's like, damn. But at the same time, if a hot dude walks by her and she's like, damn, I'm like, oh.
well, no, I mean more so like, oh, I wish I could, I wish I had like Ashley was in this place with me kind of
Oh,
thing.
yeah, you're
It's like,
always going to have that sort of thought, that sort of
yeah,
relationship.
yeah,
Solution is to just catch a legendary Pokemon that can manipulate time and space and then bring your family there.
fair enough.
So, like, half of the legendary
On the
Pokemon then.
Ultra Balls, but you can catch the Alga and Palkia. It can be done.
Yeah.
You know someone's mass-producing Ultra Balls somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, it's a thing we never thought said. Well, would you guys care at all about like doing like actually participating in gyms in the league and stuff?
I mean, yeah,
At
fuck it.
Ash's luck, yes.
I mean, personally, I'd actually probably be going into Pokemon contests.
Fair enough.
Those
I'd
would probably
probably,
work out better for me than gyms.
I'd probably try my hand at like fighting some gym leaders and whatnot, but like the league itself is, I don't know about that.
I mean, but then you
Like
end up with the
game
problem of,
maybe.
like, then you end up with this more pressing problem. It's like, you go into the wild, and then all you see is a bunch of dying, bleeding out Zigzagoons. And you're like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, there's no telling like what
So,
50 odd pounds you start at.
assuming that level 1 Zigzagoon grinding isn't a thing in this reality, because, you know, reality and animal cruelty laws to a degree exist, any training in Pokemon, like, Pokemon catching will be a thing, but, like,
Yeah.
training is probably only going to be done between actual people. It's like, I'm not going to go on a Pidgey genocide run just so I can get a freaking Charlizard or whatever it is.
I do. I wouldn't bother trying to catch them all because the reward for catching them all is just a friggin' certificate, so...
Yeah, no, I wouldn't bother with that. I would be more.
Also,
I'd
if you
be-
think about it, someone's going to be charging for that freaking PC space. Like,
yeah.
if you go by
Boy.
the animes, like, they weren't stored in a PC, they just had a teleporter over to Professor Oak's farm.
Yeah.
And, like,
How does he hold so many Pokemon?
Yeah, seriously.
he actually
I
kind
mean,
of
I'm not-
rotates them around, to be fair, so it's not just an army of Pokemon sitting in the freaking vault all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I also assume that, well, there's obviously going to be, like, other professors with their own set of Pokemon, I'd imagine, so...
Indeed.
Yeah.
I mean, there would inevitably be far more professors than there actually are. And they're not all going to be Professor Tree.
Yeah. I mean, like, how many, like...
Your Ivy? Oh, shoot. She's the tree, too. Actually, do Ivy trees exist?
That's a question. I'm not sure whether ivy is a tree or not. I think ivy is a climbing vine that climbs up the side of trees.
You just get, like, Ivy on trees, so she kind of breaks a streak herself. So, are all the major professors named after, like, just, like, plant life?
They are definitely all named after plants, though, and the majority of them are trees. Like, you've got oak, you've got birch, you've got willow, yes.
Oak, elm, birch, rowan, juniper, sycamore, kukui, and, what's the new one called?
Back not important anyway, but yeah. Alright, so what would I do in a Pokemon world?
I'll live in a Pokemon
Seeing as technically Harry's the only one that's gone, and we went on a massive tangent about the world building itself.
Yeah. I think I've said my piece, so if you guys can go.
Yes, Harry, you may take a 2-second nap. Good night, Harry. Alright, so I get sucked into God knows where. I go ask a professor because they'll give me like 10 Pokeballs, a couple of potions, and a starter. Because I am older than 10. They won't need ID for that, and they'll be able to set me up with a Pokedex and a trainer ID. Go fight some kids on the side of the street. Steal their lunch money.
Okay.
And use that to buy my own goddamn lunch because at this point I'm fucking starving.
Yeah.
Because I think the exchange rate of poke is basically the equivalent of a 1-to-1 to yen. Unless you go through like game theory and it's like gold only sells for so much, which means if you translate that to such and such, fuck off. No one cares. You're irrelevant and your content sucks. You're a sellout and no one likes you.
Oh god.
But that's just a theory. Because I know people still like it. Like, oh no.
I have nothing against MatPat, but like I don't like Game Theory anymore, I'm sorry.
Game Theory used to be awesome, and then they made the content specifically geared to the generation after us. Like, I grew up with MatPat making content for me, and then he switched the content to the generation after me. So obviously I'm not the biggest fan of that content, and I want it to go back to what was made for me. But I'm not the target audience anymore. And I can see in another, say, 3 years, his content might change again to the generation after that. So, my kids.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go on this too much, but the topics that come up now are just uninteresting to me.
He uploaded another FNAF video earlier today.
Good lord.
Like how?
I saw on, like, Film Furry, it's like, oh, Sonic's running wrong. It's like, who cares?
Unfortunately, someone actually does give a shit. It's like, if we go back to one of his very first videos, it's like, Master Chief's armor in real life. And it's like, our parents would say that about us, who cares? But we're like,
Yeah.
wow, Master Chief's armor and actual research
mean-
on existing Juggernaut gear is like, that's fucking awesome.
I mean, yeah, it depends on the topic, I guess, but like, a lot of the things he does now are just uninteresting, honestly, but yeah.
But
Gets
but that's the thing,
so-
it's uninteresting to you because it's not made to you anymore. It used to be. And even
Mm.
still, you weren't the biggest fan of him back then. I was
more
always a bigger fan.
indifferent. I didn't. I was always indifferent. I never. I didn't. Well, I don't necessarily hate it like now. Like that's a bit of a strong word, but like, it's just the type of content I'm not into.
Yeah, it's perfectly understandable.
I mean, I don't mind like a good fairy and all that. Like,
But that's
not-
just but they're not even theories anymore. It's just this is fucking fact, and believe
Yeah.
me, I know. I'm on the inside.
I mean,
like-
I honestly prefer stuff like
That's
channels
just a
like
conspiracy.
I honestly prefer channels like Noggin or whatever, where like they sometimes have like a decent theory every now and then, but
The problem is Noggin never uploaded enough. Like
yeah,
like a while back, like 2014, 15 sort of time, he was a contender to be MatPat's equal, but he didn't make enough content.
yeah,
Like it even at one stage ended as a 3-part theory war in the video responses between them, and that was awesome because you'd watch MatPat's video and you watch Noggin and then you watch MatPat's and you watch Noggin. It's like,
yeah.
I think they actually agreed to just stop after a while. I think they made like 3 videos and were like, yeah, no, this isn't worth fighting over. Honestly, MatPat's more concerned about selling his merchandise these days.
I mean, yeah.
Like, he has a good merchandise supply, I'm not gonna lie. He makes some good shit. I just don't want it.
Fair.
Also,
I mean,
international shipping. Fuck that.
I mean, I haven't really considered buying any YouTubers merchandise. So.
But that's the thing. We're from back in 2005 onward. The kids that came in 2016 onward, they're used to this. They're like, oh, I'm gonna watch all these people play Fortnite on Twitch, and I'm gonna buy MatPat's freaking gear, or freaking SaberSparks t-shirts, or whatever. I don't even think SaberSpark does anything like that. I know he's got Patreon.
I haven't watched his videos in forever.
You should.
I mean,
He does a lot of weird stuff now. He stopped doing MOP content.
Oh yeah, I know that much. I
But
have
his
seen a
content,
decent amount.
he's rebuilt his entire brand, and
It's good stuff.
and it is definitely worth watching him, especially if you
Yeah.
want to see fair shit about Totally Spies. It's amazingly hilarious.
I haven't seen that, but like,
It's funny.
I have seen a decent amount of his like the modern SaberSpark, so to speak. But I haven't watched his stuff in a while. Yeah, but like if I had the choice between buying weeb stuff for like cute anime girls or game related things for merchandise, I'd rather or the choice with like random YouTuber stuff than
So video games and weeb shit over YouTuber, it's like you don't care about the YouTuber's brand, you're more interested in the Super Mario coffee mug.
More or less.
Hypothetical. The Neko Power coffee mug, he says the guy with 3.
Yeah,
and the dragon made one because he accidentally ordered it at the same time.
Yeah, I was like, I have to actively stop myself from buying so much of this stuff because like I literally bought a bunch of this stuff in bulks a few times, and
Like, I bought this stuff one time when I was at the airport because I intended on taking a mug up there because they didn't have any freaking things, and then I just never did, and then like 3 months later I quit.
Yeah.
And now I've got some
discussion.
And now I've got some really good quality, like Redbubble's mugs. Like they are just blank. two sizes of blank coffee mug or tea mug. If you want to make that distinction, it's the same
Okay.
fucking mug, but with
Okay,
a pretty decent quality print on that anyone could make. Although it does have some copyright issues, but let's just ignore that for a moment. Alright, so should we get back to Pokemon instead of talking about merchandise?
Yeah, I feel like we've gone way off topic now, yeah.
So I'd just like to say, if you would like to buy some Seaspring merchandise, make it.
It doesn't exist. Yeah,
make it for us to
yourself.
sell, and then sell it to yourself with us getting a 30% profit margin.
Oh,
Like,
God.
make our brand for yourself, and then give us money on top of all the expenses that you paid to make your own thing based on our stuff. Jesus, this is that frickin' one video where I tell people to give me the credit card details.
Okay, I think we should go back.
Pokemon.
Have you done your thing?
No, I didn't get a chance.
Okay.
We went on a frickin' tangent.
Okay, yeah, you just go. This is a mess.
Alright. Breathe. Pokemon. So, I spawn into the world, I go to a professor, sorry, and I get registered for all that stuff, steal a kid's frickin' money in Pokemon battles, buy a sandwich because I'm hungry, and then, long game, probably try to go through the beauty contest route. The Pokemon contest route rather than the Pokemon fighting route, because honestly, you buy a pet kitty cat, you're not gonna send it to the frickin' Underground Railroad to frickin' go into pet fighting rings, which are illegal and horrible, so it's like, no. As a game, sure, but I don't want my adorable Zigzagoon getting beaten up by the Elite Four.
Fair enough.
It's like, he might be getting hit, but I'm feeling that pain. Alright, I think Scrappy's the only one left.
Yeah.
If he has anything to say.
Alright, so I'm in Pokemon. The beauty, ostensibly, is that you can just do whatever you want. You got these creatures with unlimited potential who can help you. What would I do? I'd probably be a Pokemon Ranger.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
Because me and Harry were only thinking of like the mainstream games, so you could be a Pokemon Ranger easy.
Or like the like a guy from Pokemon Snap or something.
You could be a photographer, you could be a Pokemon tamer. You could just go get yourself a match up and go work in the mines.
Yeah.
And build those stupid tunnels that go through massive freaking mountains.
I mean, it also depends on like what region you're gonna be in as well.
Yeah, well, that's honestly not really that important, honestly. It's like, you could be a freaking Pokemon researcher and go to like the unknown catacombs and shit.
Well, I mean, more so in the fact that like the region will depend on like what Pokemon you end up playing more.
But then you could always get like a boat or a flight to anywhere you want to go.
Fair enough.
Like, no matter what region you're in, just basically get enough money to basically fly over to, or sail over to whatever region you actually want to be in. Or go to every single region until you get the Pokemon team of your dreams.
Yeah.
With your level 16, level 30 Pidgey for free.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't be a Pokemon trader, though, because honestly, going around the world finding people's Pokemon, like catching one Pokemon, is just never getting the attachment to it. It's just, it doesn't appeal to me.
That doesn't sound like a fulfilling life.
You're listening, 1700s and before, it was a bad idea. You shouldn't sell people. Alright, let's move on. Little Witch.
Ooh.
I have nothing to say on this.
Little Witch, alright, so basically, for the sake of de-aging us to high school again, and giving us the ability to use magic, we're sent to the academy.
God, that'd be like amazing. I
So I guess we're all girls in this scenario.
There are dudes in that show. Like, you can be a dude and learn magic.
Well, the thing of that though is that the dudes were like in a different school, weren't they?
Oh yeah. Who cares? I'm changing the rules.
Fair enough.
Because
I mean, if
I'm
that's
not
the case,
like I don't want to just rule 63 all of us for this.
nah.
If I was feeling more vindictive, but it's 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Like, if that's the case, then I'd probably just stick with Arco's group because, wacky hijinks show.
I would not go anywhere near that group just because fuck mushrooms.
Fair enough.
I just don't want to be anywhere near that. I probably wouldn't be taking a potions class either because of that. Like, basic spellcraft, enchantment, and I would definitely be on the fricking flying teams.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'd put. I mean, I say this now, but like in practice, I'm not sure. Like, I'd love to be good on like a broom, but I also terrified of heights, so I don't know.
I'm not too concerned with height so long as I've got speed. If I'm stationary and high, I don't like it. If I'm moving and high, then it's great. If I'm high, I'd probably smack myself in the head until I was sober. Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah.
If I was in this world, I would just honestly maybe keep my head down, actually learn something in school for once, and
Well, honestly,
learn.
I would like to have learned magic shit in school. That'd have been awesome. It's like, but it's freaking. Who was that annoying ass English teacher that went to the freaking grade school and never shut up about it?
God knows.
The one that you had, I also had him.
Oh, what? What are you talking about, Mr. Sharp?
Yeah, probably. Like, oh my god, just shut up, mate.
I thought Mr. Sharp was pretty cool. I might be thinking about someone else.
No, he was pretty cool, but at the same time, he wasn't the best English teacher because he went on too much, you know? And also, I had him first thing in the goddamn morning, and was sat next to a radiator. No shit, I was asleep in his lessons. That shit was comfy.
Yeah.
They told me to wake up at stupid o'clock in the morning, get in a freaking Crampton. I'm not going into this.
Yeah, this is fake.
This is another tangent we don't need to go into. So we've all said everything on Little Witch. It's like, we'd have actually paid attention in school.
I mean, I would like actually try to pay attention because like Magic Yo, and I probably just hang out with.
We'd all be male Hermione's and shit.
Oh god, no. Well, maybe not that far.
That sounds about right for me.
Yeah.
For me, I'll probably end up being the Harry of the group. Not book Harry though. He's kind of a fucking dick.
Well, I haven't actually read the book, so I take your word for it.
In the books, you read Harry's thoughts. In the film, you only see his actions. They're completely different characters. He is a fucking like. I haven't read the books either, but I know people I've watched report videos and things on YouTube because it was free in the morning and we weren't streaming. I'm gonna end this tangent after this one thing. It's like I've also been watching a lot of experimental videos on this guy that does like weird stuff with back garden aircraft, like balsa wood sort of stuff, like motors, like VTOL wooden planes and shit made out of 3D printers and scrap wood. So it's really cool.
Okay.
Alright, so Little Witch.
Well, I was just gonna say, like,
yes,
again, just...
Let me just take that shot.
Oh, God. I'm trying to think of what I'm saying as I'm saying it, so...
Do yourself a favour, stop, think, say.
I can't help it. But no, it's like
Just trying to
I
break your pace for a second so you can actually say it.
yeah, like I'd obviously try to properly learn the magics, uh, essentially, yeah. And I hang out with Akko's group because she's adorable, and that's about it.
Mm.
I mean, also I hang out with like the others. Like I'd imagine like Constance would be pretty fun with all the mech stuff and whatnot. Amanda would be
If she let you anywhere
crazy.
near her.
I mean, yeah. God. I mean, I don't know. I'd probably just have fun, like hang out with everyone. See
It
what
would have been
wacky.
it would have been a far more fulfilling teenager bunch of years than what I actually ended up with.
Yeah, it'll basically be the high school that I wanted to have,
Yeah.
essentially.
Even if at the end of the year the world almost ended because of magic nukes.
Yeah, let's leave that
We'll leave that there.
vague because Scrappy hasn't seen it.
It's just like, wait, what? Alright, finishing off High School DxD.
Oh, well,
We're running
wait,
this like, okay, so you've been attacked by an angel and...
I forget, did Scrappy do his little witch thing?
Did he? Yeah, he did.
Oh,
I gave a very short statement.
okay.
Very short. Alright,
High
so...
School DxD,
how I wanted to run this last one was, and this is the last one.
Okay.
So you get taken out by an angel and become a low-ranking demon in a like. Have you seen High School DxD?
No, I just know, all I know is that the main character, has a power that gets him a harem or something.
No, he wants to be the harem king, and he has a power that strips women naked.
Oh, yeah, okay. Right.
He learnt it from peeling potatoes. It was awesome.
What the fudge?
Yeah, this is the
Yeah,
kind
they
of
were
show this is.
learning about magic through doing household chores, and they converted the spell from instantly peeling potatoes by touching them to instantly peeling off a woman's clothes by touching them.
Oh, God.
That's funny. But yeah, how we're running this is you get taken out by an angel and then adopted into a demon's group. You have a magic weapon, and your main goal is to gather soul contracts off of people by doing tasks after being summoned. So it's like, even if it's just some weeaboo who wants to talk about Dragon Ball, he can still summon you into his house and do that, because apparently his people have never heard of phones. And Discord, apparently.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you could be told, alright, go do my
yeah.
shopping, I'm feeling like a lazy cunt, and here's the list, and don't forget to get this one specific brand of pizza, because it's the best.
The beast.
Alright, what do you do?
God knows. Like, I... Freaking hell.
Actually, I've just realized something. That entire scenario is completely railroaded into, I just sort of go with it then, I suppose.
Yeah.
Let's think of one last one instead of this, because it's not going to work.
No, I want to hear what Scrappy has to say.
Alright, let's see. If Scrappy has anything to say about it, we'll hear about this, but then we need to find, like, another one on the fly here and now.
I'll let Scrappy go first, if you have anything.
Eddie's invulnerable to spikes. Yeah, I'm watching Harry play Mega Man.
Oh, right.
Okay. If I'm in a world where magic can just kind of be realized to basically wax on, wax off, what I do?
Yeah, don't think about it that way.
Creatures live in this world.
Less so. It's only like main characters from the Bible. So like it's only like
Oh, yeah,
angels, demons, and gods.
Okay then. Easy. Learn basic survival magic, I guess.
Fair enough.
Fair. So like fireball, wind alteration, water conjuring,
Healing.
and then earthbending.
Yeah.
Become the
Healing, spell of light, spell of dark. Because who doesn't want a flash dark? Room too bright? Flash dark. Ugly person? Flash dark. Gonna murder someone? Flash dark. With our patented, we shoved a black hole in a flashlight to see what would happen. Didn't even think it would work and thought we were going to end the world in the process by doing it. Technology. The flash dark. Sucks in the light. Disclaimer, don't use the flash dark for the other thing that we know you're thinking of, you dirty perv.
That's my contribution. What about you, Harry?
Well, for this specifically, I don't. But if we can, like, if we change it to, like, Rosario Vampire instead, I just say, screw this and just, go with Misery because she's best girl, fight me.
I mean, if we change it to Rosario Vampire, that's pretty much just modern day with magic people.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably get found out and get burnt alive, but, you know.
Or laid.
You get bit by a vampire first.
And then laid.
Yeah.
And then murdered by her dad.
Oh, good.
Okay.
That's literally all I had to say. I have nothing else.
Alright, I've got a better one. Dragon Maid. Basically, you're living your current life, and instead of you going into the other world, a Dragon Maid comes to live with you in your house.
Okay, so some ground rules for her, or him, whoever the maid is. One, stay away from my clothes.
Don't lick my clothes.
I know what you do.
I don't care how soft they are.
No, well... How would you react though? Like seeing a massive dragon just on your door. Probably
and then turn
freaking
into
out.
like a French maid in front of you. It's like, what?
I'd probably freak out, and then I'd just be like, huh? How did you get here? There's the Namuma.
I think the only rule I'd say is I'm not eating your tail. End of story. But go ahead with whatever. I don't care if a dragon licks my clothes, if it makes them the softest, fluffiest, cleanest fucking thing, and no stains whatsoever, and doesn't require any drying time. That's awesome. Actually, I might make the one rule is not allowed to lick my underwear because that could be considered as socially awkward and kinky, and just ew, no.
Yeah.
So those are probably my only two rules.
Unlike you. Okay. I mean, I just socialize the dragons and other assorted fantasy creatures just to understand what boundaries are, because I think Kana would need to learn.
Yeah.
Toru needed to learn. Probably still needs to goddamn learn.
Fukua, if she somehow gets summoned, will need to learn boundaries. First things first, if Lukua gets summoned, yeah, she has to live with me because Shota doesn't need that shit.
Boobies!
How would you handle that?
Separate rooms we sleep in. That's the rule.
Really? You wouldn't take advantage of those soft fun bags?
Oh God!
Literally kill me in her sleep, in my sleep.
Or she'd be into it. Look what we're talking about, right? The Aztec one.
The yellow green hair.
She'd be into it.
Yeah, probably.
But I wouldn't.
But that's not how consent works. No, that's
Oh God.
Before I say something awful and terrible and break my own rules. Wow, I just realised how terrible a person I am and how many times I've had to stop myself from doing that today.
Yeah.
Has run smoother though, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
What would I do? Other than those 2 ground rules, probably use them to get to work damn quick. Like,
Fair enough.
I mean, I know it's only like right goddamn there, but like 2-second flight up the road on the back of a dragon. I'm not saying no to that.
Yeah.
And pick up on the way home. That's awesome.
And
Even
get
if they're
that
not going at freaking
Kokatsu
Mach
that they
5,
had.
they're just flap one wing and then I'm home. It's like great.
Yeah. That'll be convenient.
I know, I want to go on holiday? What a shame. I guess I'll just get my magical dragon to open a portal to Spain or some shit, get a couple drinks, and then fuck off home before the police realise that I've just broken into their country on my dragon,
Yeah.
and probably start a crusade in the process. It's like, yeah, I would definitely take advantage of that.
Fair enough.
Harry, what would you do with Dragon Maids after the freaking out? Because you didn't set any ground rules yet, or say what you do after that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely hitch rides with them and like, oh, let's like fly around like places and just kind of I get like just use it as a way to just explore,
Don't fuck
get
the
around
dragon.
quicker, get around quicker. Um, uh, obviously there'd be like some ground rules set. Um, I mean, like I guess teach them just general decency and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to teach them like social interaction, which is going to be a nightmare for me because I barely socially interact with you guys.
Yeah, it's like make sure that they can, like, if they had to go out on their own, then they'd be able to handle situations without me, that kind of thing.
And keep them the fuck away from sake because dragons can't handle their alcohol. Well, those dragons can't handle.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I just chill with the dragons. Like, yeah.
I mean, honestly, having a player 2 available at all times, top
Yeah,
gag.
sure. Like, be able to do like anything together. Like, be able to just watch like movies and play games and hang out, play some like just I don't know, just go out and do stuff. You know, just pretty much just my friend is a dragon, basically.
Servant is a dragon.
Yeah.
I would watch both of those animes. Devil is Part-Time and needs a second season, though.
Oh god.
Oh gosh. Yes.
Don't get me started.
We're not doing that one as this because I just don't see how it would work, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've pretty much exhausted our topics, and about that 1 hour, it's been like nearly 3 hours, I think.
Yeah,
Thought this would be short.
This was going to be a short episode, Harry, wasn't it?
Well,
Yeah,
well, sure.
yeah. We'll have to do more of these less structured episodes where it's hypotheticals and opinions more so than we watched this show, this was the show, it was okay.
I mean, well, we need like an actual like topic for it,
Yeah.
like a thing.
I know, we can talk about these fucking airships. It's like, no.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't have anything else. So.
Honestly though, the airships thing is probably going to be a Monday where everyone said that they can't do it and I've gotten pissed off and we can't get it rescheduled for the next week. It'll probably just be a Monday after we fail with just me on my own screaming about airships. freaking gun blades and oh no. Anyway, yeah, it's 4 in the morning. I need to sleep. Thank you for watching the Brainwalk podcast. We have been your hosts. Scrappy, you're a host. Fight me. Joe and
hooray.
and
Thank you for listening to us for all this time, and we wish you a good night.
yes, my favorite person. Thank you for listening to us. Yeah, that was our third host, Scrappy. Thank you for watching. I definitely enjoyed being here tonight. And now I'm going to enjoy comatosing myself until the morning.
Food.
I could actually do with something to eat. Let me...
Oh.
Okay, it's over there.
Have you stopped streaming?